Helldivers is a game with a lot of unspoken rules.
All right, I am back. Approaching
Oh my
from
God.
the southwest.
Nice to meet you back.
Who
I
just said
love
that?
the cremator.
Is that
You just said what?
you? I heard that. That was the daddest of dad jokes.
And keeping up with all of them can be especially challenging for newer divers or those that just can't seem to get their teams working together. My name is Commissar Kai, and today I'm going to put y'all through Helldiver Etiquette training, so that you too can make new friends and keep that pinky out for freedom. Let's start with the very basics. Our first rule is, don't be a PP. If y'all are like me, then this golden rule was beaten into you at a young age with a wooden spoon. But treating other Helldivers the way you would like to be treated should be an obvious rule to live by. But with gaming culture being what it is, most of y'all are still probably used to hurling insults at your jungler for stealing your cannon minion, or cursing out your bottom fragging teammate. But Helldivers, at its core, is a game about whimsy. We're all here to soak the ground with the blood of the vile alien tyrants, so that a fertile garden of managed democracy can bloom across the galaxy. And we do this by accepting that sometimes we will be blown up, eviscerated, shot, or stabbed with a flag by your teammates.
Oh! Could have just stabbed me with the flag.
No!
When you embrace the absurdity of being a Helldiver and choose to laugh at yourself in the situations you'll find yourself in, all the drama surrounding this game just melts away, leaving only a core of friendship, cooperation, and really, really big explosions. Raging at the game or your teammates is given loyalist, while laughing at swigs for being cooked for 2 minutes by leviathans is given big epoch.
You get the extra
I've
lunch
triple
box.
dipped, and I didn't feel bad triple dipping because I
Triple
just
dip.
they
You
were gone.
deserved that. The Leviathan
I
hurt
did.
you. You should just die if you need ammo that bad. Dude, they're still shooting your corpse.
Okay, putting the soapbox away, let's get into some hard rules for proper Helldiver etiquette. We'll start with the don'ts and move on to the do's. And our first category is going to be the resupply. The resupply is the most vital stratagem that you have access to. It refills all your ammo, grenades, and it gives you 2 stems. But it is a shared resource, meaning we should be considerate of our teammates when using it. Our first resupply don't is, do not double dip, at least without asking. The resupply comes with 4 lunch boxes, and some of you are bright enough to realize that most games will have 4 Helldivers. This means that everyone gets 1 Lunchable by default, but there are circumstances where it's okay to take more than 1. You can ask your team if it's okay for you to take 2, or you can imply permission if you've pinged the resupply and your fellow Helldivers just run on past it. This usually means they don't need it, and if they did, they missed their chance. Do not call in the resupply if you are isolated from your team. If you choose to split off or get split off by circumstance, you might find it tempting to call in the resupply to make sure you have all the gear that you need. But resist this temptation. That's the tyranny talking. Because as much as you need those delicious yellow boxes, your team likely needs them as well. I just realized that the resupply boxes have what appears to be crowns on them, so it makes sense that Helldivers sometimes greedily gobble them up. But if you want to stay in the good graces of your team, try and put yourself in an easier position for them to grab up their super snacks before calling in that sweet, sweet resupply. Those are the 2 big no-nos when it comes to the resupply etiquette. So here's what you should be doing. Do call in the resupply often. Oh.
Uh-oh. You're greasing the pavement.
I understand that this might be a little confusing with what we just went over, but fear not, I will explain. The resupply has a roughly 3-minute cooldown depending on which ship modules you have unlocked. Normal missions have a time limit of 40 minutes, meaning you can call in the resupply about 13 times per mission, resulting in 52 boxes of crayons. Calling it in as close to on cooldown as you can means everyone has more supplies to work with throughout the mission. Call it in on objectives, before big fights, during big fights, before you go to clear a bug nest, when you pass by extraction. Anytime you and at least one other teammate are doing something together, call it in. You might be tempted to hang on to it out of politeness, but since we can see the resupplies on the map, it's more tactically advantageous. Crap, that was too many syllables. It's more smarter to spread those boxes of tasty crayons around the map so when helldivers need them, they're easy to get. Do, if you have the supply pack, you can slurp up all the leftover lunchboxes once your team has moved on. Resupplies will fit in your inventory and add 1 charge of extra supplies to your backpack, making this a very efficient method provided you keep resupplying your team. Do ping the resupply. In the chaos of battle, it can be easy not to notice when you're out of grenades or running low on stems. Pinging the resupplies, especially when things have calmed down, lets other helldivers know that a snack is available. If the ping is ignored, you can take that as permission to take more if you need it. But if you don't, just leave them on the ground in case you need them later. Do buy my merch. We have an absolutely gorgeous Arsenal of Democracy playmat, incredibly stylish t-shirts to let everyone know that you're a proud helldiver, fantastic Warhammer coasters, god damn it GW, and of course your favorite targets of liberation, all painstakingly drawn by editor Swigs. So it'll hurt his feelings if you don't buy some of his stickers. Hear that, Bricky? I'm shilling to the best of my ability. Anyway, to reward you all for paying attention and listening to my sales pitch, here's Swigs dying in a comedic fashion.
Dude, couldn't you have waited until I turned on my recording to do something stupid?
No, I needed to become meat pavement.
What even? Did you get squished by your freaking machine
My
gun?
own. It was my own, yeah.
How do you manage these things?
Speaking of dying, let's talk about reinforcements, which when I asked y'all for your top etiquette tips that you wanted me to include was far and away the biggest topic of discussion. Even if you have a great sense of humor, death can still be frustrating. But violating the reinforcement etiquette can be so much worse. Do not reinforce your teammate on the other side of the map if at all possible. If you've slinked off to pick flowers or dig a hole and your teammate dies on the other side of the map, do not show off your stratagem hero skills and immediately reinforce them as far away from their gear as possible. This is annoying because a lot of builds require their support weapons to function, so needing to run across the entire map to grab your gear and your samples can make some helldivers want to give you the scout handshake treatment. The helldiver that was the closest to where the retirement happened should be the one to call in the replacement, but if they are otherwise engaged or distracted, it's okay for you to do it as well, as long as you throw your buddy towards their gear and not the enemy. If everyone is dead, then you can call them back in. But this leads nicely into our second don't. Do not spam the damn reinforcement button while you are dead. Sometimes your teammates are getting jammed by a stratagem jammer or the frickin' weather and physically cannot call you back in at that moment. It's okay to do a polite little nudge, but spamming the button will, without fail, piss off your entire team. Sometimes they just need a moment to breathe before calling you in, so give them that courtesy. Absolutely, do freaking not throw your teammates into the enemy. This is probably the most rage-inducing way to die in Helldivers, and it's completely preventable. Throwing your fellow Helldivers into a bug breach or a super base is a surefire way to make them want to give you the scout handshake treatment. I understand the feeling of panic a lot of new divers deal with, but take that extra second to throw your teammates somewhere where they can get back on their feet instead of throwing them into literal hell. And now for the do's of reinforcing. Do: ping a teammate's gear after reinforcing them, especially if you were the cause for their need to be reinforced. Helping a fellow Helldiver get back on their feet is always a good thing. If their gear is not accessible, it's an extra kindness to call in a spare set of your gear for them to use in the meantime. Do: ping enemies that are safe to land on. When you are blessed by Lady Liberty herself and actually given the option to steer your damn hellpod, seriously Airhead, fix this. Landing on a Charger or a Hulk is a great way to start your fresh life. Do: think about your reinforcement before throwing it. This ties back a bit into the don'ts, but choosing a good place for your replacement Helldiver to land can be a great way to facilitate team play. It's also a good idea to help your new friend get their stuff back because they're gonna try, and by helping them, you can avoid a death spiral. But if the situation looks truly borked, it's okay to disengage and reinforce them farther away. Just give them a spare set of gear if you have it so they're not as tempted to crawl back into their grave. Extraction and how to behave around it was also a very popular topic that y'all brought up. And since this is an extraction shooter at its core, extraction is a very important time in any mission. But there's a lot of ways to mess it up, so let's go over what to avoid. Do not call an extraction without checking it with your team in some manner. Sometimes the mission will be over, but Helldivers want to scour the map for samples, super credits, and medals. Calling in extraction puts the fear of democracy into your teammates because they can't know if you're going to be an asshole and hop in while everyone else is too far away to share the ride home. This means lost samples and some very hurt feelings. So check before you call it in. If people don't want to go home yet, just drop your samples and go help them. There is a strat for getting the Pelican to hover, but honest to Liberty, I've never been able to get it to work in a quick play game. It just scares people. Do it with your friends. Do not hesitate to get on board if everyone is in the area. Traffic jams at the Pelican can be very annoying, especially if you're being pressured by the enemy. Helldivers can die, samples can be lost, and you can get stuck in that weird social situation where you're both trying to get out of each other's way and failing miserably.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
No, you first.
And you go.
I'm gonna go after you.
Hit the road, Jack.
No, you go.
And you go.
No, you go.
And you go.
No, you go.
I like to have the host, aka me, get on board first, because it tells my team for sure that it's okay to board the Pelican, and it is a privilege of being a commissar. But it doesn't really matter who does it, just that someone does it once all 4 Helldivers are close enough to buckle in. Don't risk your samples trying to be polite. Do not throw celebrations early, especially with random players. A celebration is when you throw a big explosive stratagem like 500 kg or orbital napalm right before hopping onto the Pelican for the ride home. Now I understand the yearning desire to have your cool Helldivers don't look at explosions moment, but one of these going wrong can rob your entire team of valuable resources. When in doubt, just don't do it. You can do it, just don't risk your team, okay? Do ping the extraction beacon and wait for your team to respond. This simple gesture of consideration can go a long way, and will tell you what your team intends to do. If they don't respond to the team and off to go do something else, that probably means they still wanted to do something. Go help them if you want the mission to end sooner, because complaining about it at extraction is not going to help anybody. Do leave samples at extract. If you're passing by extraction and you have samples, just drop them off and pick them up before leaving the mission. This will prevent you from losing them all to something stupid. And for you fresh cadets, do not pick these samples up until it's time to leave. We leave them there on purpose. You can collect them up in one pile so it's all in one container, but leave them on the extraction pad when you're done. Do. The host has the final say on how the mission is conducted. If they want to full clear the map, full clear the map. If they're just doing the primary and bolting it to extraction, well then they're boring, but you need to join them. If they're picking samples like flowers, go help them. Every Helldiver has their own priorities, and since the host has kicking power, the courteous thing to do is to follow their lead. If you don't like the way that they play, just go join a new operation when you're done with the mission. Most people will want a full clear, but not everyone does, so don't feel entitled to run every mission your way. This is a team game, so consider your teammates. Now, friendly fire is a fact of life as a Helldiver, but it can be minimized and should be if you're playing with people you don't know. Helldivers are valuable resources, and we shouldn't spend them carelessly.
I'm truly sorry about all those scout handshakes. We're cool, right?
Oh, my bad. But there are rules to blue on blue instance, so pay attention. Do not take revenge for team kills. Children, 99% of the time, they are not on purpose. Every single thing in this game has friendly fire damage. It's not hard to misjudge an Eagle airstrike and absolutely murder your entire team. Now, there are genuine traitors to manage democracy out there, and if you find one, you have my permission to kill them as many times as you want in as many creative ways as you want. But this is incredibly rare in my experience, so make sure they're actually a traitor. Leave the speculative retirements to me. Do not throw massive explosions close to your teammates. I'm not sure why this one needs to be said, but I guess the fervor for battle overcomes many Helldivers and they forget to check what's in the area of their grenade volley or cluster strike. Do not throw sentries behind your teammates, especially Gary. Sentries are too blinded by their love for freedom to care if you are between them and the target of their wrath. So putting them behind your team is asking to get the scout's reply. Do not rage at your teammates if they kill you. This is a bit of a theme here, but friendly fire is a fact of life in the Helldivers universe. There's even a stat that's tracked by the game for how many Helldivers you've personally sent to meet Lady Liberty. Accept that it's part of the game and move on. If a teammate is particularly bloodthirsty or they brought like a really inconvenient loadout, looking at you, Morty, just play in a different area. Leave these Helldivers to their own devices. You can scoop them up in a bucket later. Do say you're sorry. This is probably the most important thing in the game. Giving your teammate a quick "I'm sorry" reassures them that you did not retire them on purpose. The proper response to a sorry is an affirmative followed by a thank you. This simple interaction is amazingly good for making friends and having those sweet team play moments. Do help your teammates get their gear back. If you've told a fellow Helldiver to look at the flowers, the correct move after saying sorry is to help them get their gear back. If this isn't possible, call in spares for them to use. Do ping your danger close stratagems. Sometimes an orbital napalm needs to be called in on an area more than your friends need their skin. But the correct play is to at least give them a warning that fiery liberation is on the way, so they have a chance to avoid being turned into salsa. The same applies for your sentries if there's a chance they might decide to shoot through one of your friends to get at the enemy. Communication is key to a team's success. But there are Helldivers that are shy and we need to respect that. But to my shy divers, you need to ping more. So here's the basics of ping etiquette so you can follow along. Do not feel entitled to your teammates following your calls. You might really think that clearing that specific bot outpost is the most important thing on the map right now. But if your team wants to do something else, then you have two options. Clear the bot outpost yourself, or trust that your team will get to it later and follow them instead. I did a whole video about how to manipulate your team into doing what you want without being an asshole, so go check it out. Do ping every heavy enemy that you cannot immediately kill. This helps the team be more aware of their surroundings and coordinate their fire. Plus, all it costs you is a button press. Slight amendment to this rule: if you see a thermite on a heavy enemy, you don't need to shoot it. But if you were the one that threw the thermite, don't ping the thing, because then people will shoot it because you pinged it. I know it's a little complicated. Do ping on the map where you want to go. This will help other Helldivers draft up their own battle plans, whether they want to support you or they have other targets in mind. But that little bit of extra information goes a long way. Do use pings to communicate general ideas. Wait can be used to let a Helldiver know that there's danger ahead, like an errant 500 kg, or tell that speedy light armor user to slow the hell down so you can resupply them. I need supplies is another great one to use before throwing a resupply or getting help from your buddy with the supply pack. It even pops up this handy little icon over the Helldiver that used the ping. And the follow me ping lets your team know that you have a plan. Just don't expect them to always follow you. Do ping thank you if a Helldiver does you a solid. Getting a thank you in this game is a massive ego boost. It lets you know that you're doing the right thing and that your teammates appreciate your efforts. Do not spam these pings. If you're calling out for supplies and the supply pack mule is just ignoring you, don't take it personally and start spamming it or getting upset. Just find your own ammo or call in the resupply. Do always open buddy bunkers. These have the most potential loot in the game, including a high chance for super credits. So if your teammate is pinging the map and spamming follow me while not moving, they probably found one. Go help them open it. Okay, this video's gotten a little longer than I anticipated, so let's go through a few more essentials a little faster. But if at the end y'all are craving a part 2, and there's a lot more I could talk about, I'll do it if this video gets 8,000 likes. Etiquette is important after all, and so is paying my editors. Picking your difficulty. This one's going to be a little controversial, but I want y'all to hear me out because I have reasons for what I'm about to tell you. Do not play on level 10s unless you're fully prepared to get no samples. Level 10 is where most of the hardened veterans go to hone their skills, try out new builds, or just experience the overwhelming influx of enemies. Most people in 10s don't really care about samples or super credits because they've been playing the game forever and no longer really need them. Sometimes, especially if the lower leveled players are in my lobby, I will go out of my way to actually collect samples. But since I haven't needed them for 2 freaking years, Airhead, it's easy for me to forget they exist. Level 10 is for fun and collecting medals. That's really it. Everything else is a bonus. Do not kidnap random low levels into Super Helldive. I know this is fun, and if it's a friend of yours or you've built up a rapport with a wee newbie, then kidnap away. I love taking people on their first Super Helldives, but I do this with their consent. Because if someone's just starting out the game, they are probably nervous about performing well, and bringing them straight to a D10 means they're just going to need to be carried. Most people I know would prefer to find their feet before being chucked into the hardest difficulty in the game, especially since they barely have anything unlocked. The point being, if you want to bring a low level into Super Helldive, at least ask them if it's okay first. Do not invade a lower difficulty game and kill everything yourself. This is not fun for the lower leveled Helldivers and just makes them feel like a passenger to the fun that you're having. Instead, let them take point and decide what happens. You should be collecting samples and helping them when they get stuck. Bonus points for dropping them fun gear that they can't access yet. One rule I like to follow here is I'll only use my pistol. That way I'm not tempted to go kill all the big things. If you're playing on lower levels as a higher level player, make it a point to pick up every sample you possibly can. A better equipped fleet means a more liberated galaxy. You are the veteran here, so take up that responsibility for the good of the cadets trying their best not to shoot themselves in the foot. My final bit of etiquette for y'all is very simple. Accept the hug. The hug emote is the most powerful weapon in our arsenal. It fosters team play, cooperation, and it forges new friendships. In this crazy game about blowing fascist aliens to hell, giving or receiving a hug fosters bonds that no amount amount of tyranny can ever break. The hug emote is what makes Helldiver so special. It reassures every Helldiver in the fleet that we are all in this together and that we do care about each other. Such a simple act of human connection is vital to our dream of a fully democratic galaxy. Give hugs when you join a new ship or after the operation is done. Or just any time on the battlefield that you feel is appropriate. Or if you just want to aura farm.
Are they farming the aura sweets?
They're farming it.
Life is hard as it is, Helldiver. Do not neglect my hug. But I will say I understand not everyone is a hugger. If someone offers you a hug and you have a splash of the tism, it is okay to offer a salute as an alternative. But I would still encourage the hug. It's a virtual hug after all. However, if nothing else, you should never, ever hit someone with the scout handshake unless you're prepared to catch a bullet with your teeth. But until next time, buy my merch. It's the best in the fleet. This is Commissar Kai, signing out.
Oh, Swigs, my immersion broke.
Where is the seed?
Swigs.
Oh no, you're immersion?
My immersion broke. This barbed wire, it's not hurting me.
Quick, I'll help.
Oh god!
There, yeah, don't worry.
Thank you. You preserved my immersion, Swigs.
Yep, immersion.
Immersion preserved.